Hello friends, Tanya here with a video featuring Hero Art's collection called You're a Classic. It has a fun, whimsical take on statuary, which I am really loving. This is the You're a Classic stamp and cut set. We've got this wonderful set of stamps with coordinating dies that cut all of the pieces out. We have this stencil, this layering stencil that colors the two statues, their platforms, and a little pillar. And then we have the classic columns die sets. We've got two different columns and a, looks like Greco-Roman vase. I'm taking a piece of white scrap cardstock here, and I am using some Hero Arts Intensified Black ink, and I'm going to stamp once with that inked up image. And I just have the statues and the little platforms that they will stand on. I'm going to set this aside because we're going to use that again. I don't want to move the positions of the stamps in the stamping platform because we're going to do our ink blending and then stamp over the images again to sharpen it up. We're going to start with stencil number 1, and we will do 3 different colors. There's 3 layers to these, and we're going to use the warm gray collection of inks from Altenew. We'll start with the lightest, and we will ink blend over each of these images. I am really loving this Morning Frost color. I use it actually quite a lot. Warm gray is great for things that are living, so it works well with our critters and such, and I just thought it really looked good with our stenciled statues here. I did think about doing some rainbow stuff since it is Pride Month now. This came out in May. I'm actually recording this in June. I did create these in May, but I thought I would go ahead and do these in gray tones and then add the accessories in some bright, colorful colors. You can see that the second layer is adding some depth and shadows, and they even have shadows for the little platforms. I did not ink blend the little column there. I think I just didn't realize that I could do that stamp, or I didn't have room on this piece of cardstock. We're adding the third layer of the stenciling to the platforms and to the people. And I'm just going up each step with a darker ink from that collection or that quad of colors. Makes the decisions very easy since it's all in one grouping. And these turn out so well. Now I'm going to take this off of my sticky mat. This happens to be a square sticky mat from the original stamp wheel. I happened to have an extra one, and I have an extra 9x12 one also. Or not an extra. I happen to have a 9x12. Everything fits very nicely on this slightly smaller square, so I didn't have to bring out my big sticky mat. Now I am just stamping over these images again with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And I did not make sure this ink was dry before I did my clear embossing over the top. So I do end up with a little bit of grainy clear embossing powder over these images, but I think that just plays into the marble statue feel of these images. So it didn't break my heart when I saw that. Just using my heat tool here to make sure all of that embossing powder is nicely melted. Just one more platform here. And then I will take the coordinating dies and run that through my, I do believe I use my Scout for this. And I don't even have to cut the images apart to get them to go through. And here they are all cut out and sitting. Here you can see which little platform matches up with which statue. Next, I am going to stamp a few more of the elements. I have the balloons, a leash, and an ice cream cone here. And I'm just going to use the coordinating solid stamp that goes with the balloons Now each of these balloons is the same shape and size, so I'm able to just use my block here to apply color to each individual balloon and create a fun bunch of colorful balloons. I love the whimsy that this adds. We've got our gray tone statuary and our very colorful balloons and ice cream. And you're going to see another element that is quite whimsical. Now, I did see someone use this, like one of the statues is blowing a bubble with bubble gum. That's another fun way to use that little tiny circle. There are coordinating dies for each of these pieces. And first I'm going to do the same thing I did with the statues, and I am using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to ink up over these stamped and colored images. I just have my bin of clear embossing powder here, and we will heat that with the heat tool again to get that nice and raised and shiny. I think heat embossing really adds some extra specialness to your stamped images, and it's a great way that is affordable because once you have the supplies, you generally have them for a long, long time. Now we have this adorable little balloon dog, and there is a solid stamp to color him in also. I'm going to use some yellow or yellow orange here to stamp our cute little balloon puppy. There's a pillar that I did go back, stamp, and stencil. Next, we're going to work with the classic columns dies. There are 2 dies for each image, and this is the tallest pillar. The second layer is very delicate, and I used a speckled white or off-white cardstock for the solid portion and a plain white for the detailed portion for each of these columns to add that, again, marbled look to this, marble or granite. Using my Bearly Art Precision Glue with that fine tip applicator to get little tiny dots of glue on these very fine edges on the columns. Now I will start at the bottom of this column, lining up the details and work my way up. Once I get part way up the column, I go to the top and make sure all of those details line up with the solid backer. And that is one column completed. Here is our second column. It is structured the same way, only the long vertical lines are shorter than the taller column. That is the only difference between these two. I guess you could stack these if you really wanted a super tall column, but these are pretty tall. And that looks like it is 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 inches tall. 5.5 inches maybe. And the shorter one is about 2.5 inches. Then we have this vase or vase, if you want to sound extra fancy. And there are details that get glued on top of this. I was thinking very blue and white seems to be a very common color combination in this style. And I liked the ease that these pieces get glued right on to the vase. It really adds some beautiful, delicate detail without a lot of work. Just poking out the fallout pieces on the top of the vase details. Oh, doggone it. There's a little mosquito buzzing around my face. The joys of living in the woods. It's been really dry at my house the last month or so, and we just got last night it rained, and I think the power flashed because my alarm clock did not read the right time, and it just finished raining again. I do love the sound of the rain on our metal roof. Ugh. And then we have our completed vase. Look at all of that detail cut into the vase in addition to the edges. Next, I pulled out this hot foil plate. This is from Altenew called Exquisite Marble. I think it's retired, but they have a new Better Press marble plate that you could use instead, or any other companies. I foiled that in satin pewter, and I did some reverse foiling also, and we're going to use both of those. I, of course, wanted to make a 5x7 card, so I've got the 5x7 Matting Basics Set B largest die. And then I'm pulling out the new Color Block Accent Arches. This coordinates with the Essential Arches from Spellbinders. I'm going to cut the detail piece from that reverse foiling, and we'll use 2 dies from the Essential Arches that coordinate with the Color Block Arches, which will look so cool. We've got both the positive and the negative of that marbling. I'm going to use the Evening Gray, which I think is the second color in the Warm Gray quad, and I'm going to ink blend that on this arch that's going to go behind the color block one. I thought white was too stark, so I wanted to bring in these warm grays again. Now this is going to dry back a little lighter than what it looks right now because this is wet ink and it will lighten up as it dries. I am loving that extra large blending brush, and I think I'm going to have to order myself more of these big blending brushes. I think Spellbinders has the biggest ones, and I think I'm going to get those. I'm going to do a light application of the Morning Frost, which is the lightest of that warm gray quad, and that's going to layer on top. So here we are going to do our layering. Just going to do an outline of that oval and add a little dot of glue on each of those little spiky pieces that stick out and create our color blocking. Now it does look pretty close to the satin pewter, but it is enough of a textural and color change for that to stand out. I've added extra layers of cardstock behind the marbled piece here, and I used Hammermill white cardstock to do my hot foiling. We'll adhere this. Oh, I use the 5x7 Matting Basics Set A and the largest die there. That gives you like a little tiny, it's like 1/8 of an inch smaller than the card base. So you get this very fine matted look behind that. We'll add our arch relatively centered on our card front. I used my T-square ruler to make sure my eyes weren't lying, that was nice and level. And then we will add that third piece of the arch on the front of the card. I could have raised that just a little bit higher. We're going to take our tall column and adhere that on the right-hand side of the arch. So it looks like the statues are standing in front of the columns. And our dude is going to be holding a bunch of balloons. I added a little bit of glue behind his shoulder, right above where his hand is resting. We'll glue his feet to the top of his little pedestal. And then we will add a blank. Oh, no, let's put the girl together. We'll put her feet on her pedestal. And then I'm going to take a cardstock blank cut from the same die as the statue, and we'll layer the tails of the balloon strings between the two. I've added 2 or 3 extra layers of cardstock on the left side of our statue so that it will lay flat when we adhere it to the card front over that column. You can see the column just peeking out behind the balloons and to the one side of our statue. I've adhered the ice cream cone into our girl's hand or our lady's hand, and we'll adhere her to the other side of the arch. And I want her completely, his pedestal or his stand is just below the edge of the arch, and hers is just above the edge, the bottom edge of the smallest arch die cut. This helps me add all of the little pieces that we're going to add. And I'm going to take our cute little balloon dog here. She's got him on a leash. They're going to have a lot of fun, our cute little statues. Next, I'm going to take some of the sentiments from the stamp set. This says Happy Birthday. I did stamp and heat emboss these sentiments, and then I die cut them with the coordinating dies, and then added 2 layers of cardstock blank behind each of the sentiments. Then we are going to add a sentiment below them that says age is just a number, I think. Nope, age is just a state of mind. That's what it says. Now I have a scrap of this marble foiled cardstock, and I trimmed that down to about 1.5 inches by just shy of 5 inches and adhered that inside the card. We're going to take our short column and adhere that on the inside and take another one of these adorable little balloon dogs. I think it is so fun, so whimsical that we have that little balloon dog sitting on top of a column. And then we're going to add another sentiment to the inside of the card. This one says, "You're only as old as you feel?" No, something like that. So that completes my card with the You're a Classic collection. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun playing around with it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Leave me a comment. I always love to hear what you have to say, and check that description box below for a link to all of the products that I used today. Until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.